Yes, now everything seemed like it was fine. Welcome to the ADLR Podcast, episode 63. You're joined by Bryant, Kelsey, or Weird. I don't know. I forget which one you prefer me to call you. So.
I don't care, dude.
And Randall in the back. Are you kidding me?
He's busy on Plenty of Fish. Leave him alone.
Right?
Is my mic on?
It should be on. Talk to it.
Testing. Test.
Sounds like it's on.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's working. Excellent. The spiel. You can go to patreon.com/ADLRplays. I was going to say ADLplays.com again. I need help. I'm too excited to talk about my things. You can support the channel. You can go to extralife.adlrplays.com to support Extra Life, which the proceeds go to Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. And as always, you can go to topics.adlrplays.com to suggest a topic for us to discuss in future episodes. Like 4 people did. One with an unpronounceable name. Looks like someone face raked the keyboard.
I didn't hear any broadcast for the hitbox.
I'm trying to get everything up, and my screen just froze.
Oh, well, I'm not the one. Brian's the one that pumps that.
There's that. Hold on.
We got E-Man in the chat. How you doing? Welcome, all the people watching live. That's about it for the what's it called, dude?
If you want to see me learn a hitbox on my stream, go ahead and donate that link right there.
Brian, hitbox was the only word that I heard you say.
I heard that link right there.
Yeah,
but I don't
heard
see
that
a link
link submit.
So.
I'm still trying.
Did you swap the camera for a specific reason, or it just happened to be there today?
What do you mean? Hold on, I hear you like 17 times. Will I say it again?
Did you swap the camera position on for a specific reason, or just hey, it happened to be there?
I moved everything around and my chair's higher, so now it's basically the same spot, but just because everything else around it changed, it looks different.
Okay.
Can you get a speaker stand?
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh, nice. Helps with the acoustics, right?
Yeah. I bought isolation pads to put on it, but I didn't really need it because you can put spikes on the bottom instead of those flat friction things.
Yep.
So it if you have a carpeted floor, it's to isolate it from that as well. So I didn't really need the pads, but I'll keep them just in case something explodes.
Okay. Randall, I see a bunch of stuff on your list this week. Makes me pretty excited. Can you go ahead and give us a quick yay or nay on that It Chapter 2, since you went to go see it?
I give it a hard yeah.
A hard yeah? Okay, that's good. Anything that I didn't touch on that you want to touch on?
I don't think so.
Even though I don't remember what the heck I touched on.
I think Pennywise, or the way it was shot, was a lot more savage
than in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some crazy things. Less him standing in the background and more like quick cuts to him just being there. Because before it would like idle for a bit and then he'll like show up or whatever. But now he's more aggressive, I guess would be the difference.
Yeah, especially at I'm trying to figure out his level of creepiness. If he was more creepy in the first one than the.
I think he was creepy in the first one, and then this one he was like, I'm not letting that happen again. So he was more, I'm gonna get the jump on you guys before you do anything stupid to get me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the first one would probably, I'd say it's creepier. I don't know if it's scary is the word. I think creepy is the right balance there. Eman wants you to talk about how much you love Borderlands 3.
Who? Me?
Yeah, you, Randall. Eman
I
wants
haven't
to.
played it.
Why not?
So you love it so much before even playing it?
I can't say that I love it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think the art style is okay.
Okay. You like the cell shaded?
I've never been a huge fan of cell shade, but it's alright.
Gotcha. But me and you haven't actually got our hands on Borderlands 3, but we have two other people on this podcast who have for a whole weekend, pretty much.
Who?
You.
I've only been playing Tekken Tag Tournament 1.
I've been playing Final Fantasy VIII.
So what do you guys think of Borderlands?
It's pretty when it crashes.
I think I saw Kelsey streaming Final Fantasy VIII, so I think he wasn't lying. But I don't know if it was during the weekend or was it before Borderlands 3 was out.
Don't
Might
know
have been
that I've
before.
actually streamed Final Fantasy VIII, but we'll go with it.
Oh, then
I
what the
was
heck was that
playing
game
it.
that me and Brian saw like a thumbnail of you streaming and we didn't tell. Was it Brian? And we were like, "Oh, what game is that?" And Brian's like, "Oh, it's probably Final Fantasy VIII because it looked like low polys and it don't matter, I guess." So you can shoot a lot in Borderlands? Is that what's happening?
Yeah. I don't know how many hours we put into it so far. I can't tell how far I am in the story so far. All I can say, gameplay wise, it's the shot of heroin you've been feeding for.
Okay.
Like the years, it just feels right, and it feels for the most part, it feels like a more polished version of what we've already played. There's no jetpack, at least so far, so I didn't take that aspect from pre-sequel. But for the people who are like, oh, pre-sequel was just an appetizer, when's the actual game? I don't want a Telltale game, when's the actual Borderlands? Gameplay alone, it hits that spot. Story so far, it's whatever. It's just what's in between the loot for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, there's some parts of the story that are pretty interesting, but like you get to travel between the planets now. You get a ship almost at the basically in the very beginning, and then you get to travel to different vaults and find different vault keys. And that's really cool. But the story itself is just kind of okay.
You're saying
It's
like
basic.
go. You're saying
It's
go to
basically
different
like
planets?
yeah. So yeah, you go to different. Basically, the premise of the story so far is you go to different planets to find the pieces of their vault key to open the vault in each planet. It's basically like Kingdom Hearts minus the friendship bullshit.
Got it. So every planet has their own like isolated story arc, and then once you leave, it doesn't really intertwine with anything else, or
It carries over, but I'm saying how they have like their isolated worlds in that sense, and you go world to world. That kind of part of
okay.
it. There's as so far from what I've played, there's clearly one planet that has been given much more attention and like in terms of quality of even the characters you meet for the first time in this area alone. Within like the first 10 minutes of being on this planet, it makes it look like the rest of the game was like a demo.
Yeah.
So it's the city one, right? Future one, please.
No.
No.
Dang it!
You
Something
remember
I
when
wanted
you
to
were
play
watching
on.
within like 6 seconds and you heard a guy with like a New Orleans accent?
Yeah, the New Orleans.
That planet.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All the
he's-
characters on there are awesome.
Within 6 seconds, I main that character that you heard talk.
It was funny, man.
I don't know. I think I like Baylax the best.
E-Man in the chat
He's
says
up
it's
there.
Eden 6.
I didn't want to say the name to avoid it, but there it is.
Well, I mean, the name of the area is not gonna tell you anything.
Yeah, but whoever's watching, oh, I can't wait to just guess what planet he's talking about.
Oh.
Certain characters that are reintroduced, I already tired of as much as characters that are recurring. I'm gonna say there.
His
Some of-
favorite character so far is Lilith, because she
No, he's-
listened she
Yeah, I was gonna-
listened in Borderlands 2 it didn't get Roland killed or anything.
Yeah, he's hated her since Borderlands 2, so I know you're lying.
There's a character that's like, yo, if Lilith can do all this stupid shit and get a promotion, maybe I should do that. There's a character that they introduced that's, you're just a disappointment.
Wow.
There's a hope in this game so far.
The way you said the stuff that the stupid things that Lilith gets away with. I'm like, is June in this? From
Oh
Handmaids,
no,
Brian.
no,
We finished Handmaids. I forgot to talk about it last week. But we finished
nothing to talk
Handmaids.
about.
I know. Well, it's not. Yeah, I like the ending, but after that, I'm like, whatever. But keep going. Shoot and loot.
Stories match some of the characters that we get introduced to are actually cool. A lot of stories still, I guess, serious moment, but then there's a bunch of memes until you get to the next serious moment, but then there's a bunch of memes. Gameplay, like I said, is polished. I like that you basically get to mix and match your ult now, because each tree, they're not really. Actually, yeah, they kind of tied to their each. You know how in Borderlands there's 3 skill trees you can go through, and they each play differently. They each have a skill, I guess, that's attached to them. In Flack's case, who I've exclusively been playing, he has a pet attached to each one and a skill, because the pet's a passive and they're always out.
Okay.
Maz has different turrets that she can mount on top of her mech. So you can get like a railgun, flamethrower, a fist, rocket launcher, or a grenade launcher. And then you can, depending on how you, you also have like sub skills for each one. And Brian, I don't know what yours is, but for mine, you could change like the elemental damage or change, how often you use the skills.
For mine, they're just like usage difference. So the ability, one of the pets I'm using, each pet gives you a passive as Flak. So there's one that gives you more health regen. There's one that I use, which is basically like a monkey hedgehog with a gun, and he gives you more movement speed. The third one is a skag, and it gives you just more damage overall. And you can basically evolve them. So when you get further down the tree, the guy that I have who has a gun is just a regular revolver. You can upgrade him to have a shotgun, and then when you tell him to hit people, like when you target him to people, he'll pull out a bat and just swing at them. Or his other evolution is he has an SMG, and when you point at people, he shoots 3 rockets at people.
Oh my gosh.
In each tree, you evolve the pet, or you evolve the skill. So the skill I'm using, I basically teleport my pet to wherever I want them to go, and then they'll spawn there and explode radiation damage, a new damage type's radiation. It's kind of like the acid one, but it does like a damage over time, and if you kill somebody that's irradiated, they explode with that damage.
Okay.
Yeah, so for my ability, I can make it so that after I do the portal, my pet, every time he kills somebody, redoes the duration and gets bigger, like the Luke Goliaths. Yeah. I can make it so that the portal that I send him through stays there, and if you get like near it, you just start healing. So it lets you use the same, like if you have a favorite skill, it lets you further tailor it to how you want to play. There's some that for Flak where he can go invisible. When you attack out of it, you crit. If you want to change that to be more like a get off me thing, you can stay invisible for the whole duration, even if you shoot. You can increase your health regen while you're invisible, things like that. You can make it so that when you go invisible, if you go invisible, the pet will taunt anyone around you so that you won't get hit. And the other ability is like a damage per second kind of, where he just shoots, he throws 2 elemental, the bird enemies, 2 fire ones at people, and then I think with that one you can change the element, but I'm not sure, I didn't build that.
I think they're called racks, right?
Yeah.
So you throw racks at people, Brian?
Yeah.
Nice. I wonder if that was on purpose.
I don't know.
Alright, so I mean, obviously a lot of quality of life changes have happened. What are your favorites?
There's actually the quality of life stuff. A lot of it was taken out of the older games for no apparent reason.
Wait, what?
You know, in Borderlands 1, we're like, I don't want to duel anybody. Let me turn it off. Right?
Yeah.
You can't turn it off in this one.
What?
Nope.
It's nowhere in the options?
If you run up and melee somebody, it just, oh, you want a duel? And then it drops a thing and says, hey, starting the duel, and or waiting 10, 15 seconds for them to accept.
And you can't just run away from that? Like, you have to stay in that orb for 10 seconds, or...?
You can cancel it, but if I like to go around and pretend to shoot people or melee them, and every time I do that, oh, we're gonna duel now. No, so then I gotta look down and cancel it. They put like a gauntlet on the floor, or like a statue on the floor that times it down.
Wow, that's invasive.
The menuing itself just feels clunky
It
in a lot of
is,
situations.
especially the skill tree.
I hit new game, or when we started. So, what vault hunter do you want to pick? My mouse is highlighting flag. I click, it gives me a Mara. I want you to explain that to me.
Excuse me?
It's like they built it specifically for the Xbox, and then didn't update it or change it at all for when they ported it to the PC, because it feels like it feels like it was built specifically for only using a controller. Like it, you have there's just kind of shit everywhere. Like on the skill tree, you
Uh-huh.
have you can equip things in like slot 1 or 2 for Moz, whatever her name is,
Yeah.
for the different turrets that she's going to be using for her thing. Well, and then it also, if you hover over something, there's a purchase button that pops up. Well, the thing just blocks everything, and so when you like move over to highlight something else, it doesn't always go away, or it highlights that instead of the skill that you're trying to actually highlight. And
So it seems like the mouse pointer was as an afterthought,
kind
Mhm.
of,
navigating with the mouse.
yeah.
Like it's more comfortable to just WAS than press E to buy stuff. Another quality of life thing that I don't remember if it was in the older ones, but when you buy stuff, you can't equip it from there. You have to buy it, get out, press your inventory, and then put it on. I don't remember if that was the case in the older ones or not.
Where you had, yeah, you'd
When you,
buy it and then you'd equip it from your inventory.
yeah.
Okay, there was no way to just equip right there.
I don't recall that. I thought it
Okay,
was
so that
always
maybe
you
that's
buy
something
it.
they should have added.
I thought they did. I thought you could do that in 2 or in the pre-sequel, but I don't honestly.
I'd have to double check, but I don't remember that being a thing.
There's some stuff that I guess they did add that helps, like if there's a bunch of... So ammo, you don't have to press E and pick up anymore. If you run by ammo and you need it, it just goes to you.
That and the
Um,
cash.
money, it's like half and half for me sometimes, because I'll walk over it and I get some of it, or if I press E, it won't bulk pick it up. It'll just pick up like a handful.
That's
So
good. The
that's
ammo
that's
thing's
hit or miss
nice.
for me. There's like a glitch. I don't know if it's a glitch or an enemy that does this, but I have that ability I told you with the portal that heals, and it stays down for a set duration. Sometimes the frame I put it down, it's gone. I'm like,
What
oh,
the
I'm
heck?
at low health. Let me do this so I can survive.
I-
Nothing. It just does
I-
this.
I'm pretty sure it's a bug.
That sounds like a bug. Immediately? No, I don't see that happening. Is it depending on like on certain structures you drop it, or
It's just been random. I've done it in a house. I've done it in the field. I've done it in a small home, a big home. We got it all and nothing.
yeah, I think it's probably a bug. That sounds like a bug.
My
Jeez.
game also, I don't know if the game's just poorly optimized or whatever, but it happens less when I'm not streaming. But again, just random crashes for no apparent reason. Even if you have capped 60 frames, if you load the game up again and you see that you have that on, it's like, oh no, we're just run unlimited. So you have to keep turning it off and turning it back on if you load the game back up.
I mean, I've
That's
had
weird.
crashes lately too, like that. When I was playing for a little bit before I sat down and clicked exit to desktop, and then it just froze and gave me a crash report. I was like, "What were you doing?" Well, I was trying to exit the game. There's one time that I joined Bryant and E-Man, and we loaded into a section. I started running forward to show them how to, where something was located, and got about 10 steps in before it crashed.
Yesterday, I was streaming music, and then last half I was gonna play Borderlands. 3 times consecutively, I loaded in, I left clicked. As the beam came out, my game crashed. I just loaded in, and it's like, no, it just did this again.
As in like you're listening to music, you loaded up Borderlands.
I didn't have music playing.
Oh, okay. You loaded up Borderlands. You fired. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
Did you even get to fire? Did you get the 8 kills again?
Okay. Well, like I said, Brian sent me a link that he found on like an article that OBS might be messing with it because he's doing game capture, which that hooks directly into the executable. So that might be causing crashes because that's happened to me when I was recording Wolfenstein 1. I mean, you can see how it didn't capture the game or render the or record it properly. They were like frame drops everywhere, and it was better to just do display capture, because at that point it's just grabbing whatever's on screen instead of trying to hook itself into another application. So I mean, I told him to give that a try. So if you're crashing too while streaming, Kelsey, you might want to give that a shot.
I don't remember if either of mine were while streaming. I think one was and one wasn't. But I'm also using the HEVC encoding, like using the graphics card rather than the CPU. So
Well, it's not a CPU issue. It's just the hooking is what I would imagine is exploding it. And even the NVIDIA one was even. Oh, I guess if you're using hardware, that could also mean it's trying to access more resources from the GPU, but OBS is taking it to render and encode the frame.
When you, I don't know how it works when you stream on Discord, but if you're streaming on Discord, isn't it basically like hooking to the executable? Because it stops once you close the game.
Yes,
and
it does.
While just streaming to Discord and not OBS, I don't think it's crashed.
The hooking mechanism for Discord might be different than OBS's. Perhaps. Again, this is all just theories. I'm not there to control the system, so. Where were we at? The nice to haves. Oh, there goes his mic or his video cam. Kelsey, what did you like?
It off.
Kelsey, did you have any like quality of life stuff or anything improvements from 2 that you remember? You're like, yes, thank God they fixed this.
I mean, the ammo thing is probably the best one. Like being able just to like, it's the only thing I don't like is it feels like the chests. It takes longer to open chests, like ammo boxes and things, than it did in the other one. And so you like, yes, they made it so that you can just run by it, but I have to like open them up and then walk back to them or open and wait, and it feels like I'm just waiting forever for the chests to open.
Oh, they made like the animations more dramatic and.
Yes, I don't remember it being that slow in the second one, but I also haven't played the second one in, months, years.
It depends on like the second one in pre-sequel, like the gun chests opened a little slower, but like the small ones that had health vials or cash or ammo, those came up quick. It was like pop, that's not open, and that's it.
It's not the same in this. In this one, that's like if there's like a box and it's got a latch on it, you like see it open the latch, then open up, and then stuff like either spawns in or it like folds out and goes, "Hey, here you go." And at that point, I'm already like. I'm already trying to stab somebody else in the back, okay? Yeah. Like, this is Halo. We're just
actually, now that you say that, I was watching one of your streams, and you shot a guy down to like a sliver of health. You ran across the map you did it the Halo thing again to a psycho. It wasn't even like a boss or anything. You shot him with your pistol. You still had a lot of rounds in your pistol to finish him off, and then ran at him.
Ammo. The Maz doesn't run out of ammo, so one of the 2 things. One of the guns that I have, the only gun I actually really use because she's very heavily incendiary based, and it's pretty predominant throughout her skill tree, either increasing incendiary damage or getting bonus incendiary damage. With the magazine clip upgrades, I have like 60 or so rounds of ammo in the single magazine, and if I shoot somebody in the face and get a critical, I regain 10% of my magazine back over about a 3-second period, and then I constantly regenerate 5% of my magazine back every second. So I don't run out of ammo. I don't even reload. Like if I reload, there's something wrong.
Oh wow, that's great. Oh, you must be fighting a boss if you're reloading then.
I don't even fight. I have a gun that has like 98 rounds. That I can literally just hold down forever, and you just see the ammo just like do this with the numbers.
Wow, so that's a pretty good build.
Speaking of guns, I make it clear in every game. I don't want to snipe. I just want some shotguns. I don't want some pistols. Now explain to me how 80% of the legendaries I've gotten have been snipers. Not even legendaries. Explain to me why almost every chest has a sniper in it.
Just for you?
The randomization of the guns has not been very good to him. They haven't really been very good to me either. Like I really don't understand their new system. Like
correct me if I'm wrong. you guys have the loot system where everyone gets their own instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so is there a tree for Flack that he's a sniper?
They don't do. There's nothing that's gun based anymore. It's all
Like,
just. There's nothing
Yeah.
really that's even like gun damage. And like
There's
Slack has a bunch.
Flack
that
has a
he
bunch
can
of
do.
gun damage stuff, and the tree that I haven't gone down is heavily based on gunplay in the sense that hey, you shoot this guy, you kill a certain enemy, you get stacks, it makes you do more damage against certain enemies.
Oh,
If you
but
fight a
it's
certain
not.
enemy, you might do more damage. He has a lot on that tree. It's a lot crit based, but I don't know if it's just I don't know if it's enemy types or what, but it feels like snipers don't always crit on weak spot hits when you're zoomed in, because when it's by the hip, it seems like it's a consistent thing. I don't know.
I don't understand that either. Like, I was complaining about that the other day, where it's like you don't. I zoom in, and yes, if they have a face mask on, I understand that if I shoot them in the face, it doesn't necessarily make it a crit. But when some just bald-headed dude is standing there, and I shoot him in the face, I expect a crit to happen, and it
I
doesn't
agree.
always happen. And it's not even like, oh, it's occasionally that it doesn't happen. No, it's like it only occasionally actually crits.
That's weird.
But if you're hip firing anything, or just have like a regular, if you have something that's not if you don't have any sort of zoom on the weapon, and you
Yeah.
shoot them in the face, it seems to crit every time.
Like since I get a lot of Hyperion snipers, I shoot those from the hip because I mean it doesn't really matter. A headshot, I'm a crit, and it's like a consistent thing. But if I aim down, it'll be like every other hit. It feels.
Okay. So I guess we got through the shooting part of this game. So tell me about the loot. Is it better than the second one? More creative guns? Like what?
Creative guns, I will say so, because they basically revamped how you use the iridium shards. You go back to your ship. Crazy Earl's still there because they've already shown that off. And
Yeah.
you can either buy customization things from him with iridium, or there's a vendor next to him that they just guns that you buy with iridium that also have passive buffs to your characters, like specifically the way class mods kind of work. So there's
Okay.
some, they call it anointed, like you'll get a certain character buff, and they do some by class. So you'll see anointed Beastmaster, that'll be for Flak. Anointed Gunner would be Mose, and it's things like sometimes you get an extra charge on your abilities. So the rack one, it's because it's like a weaker, quicker use. You get 2 stacks of it that you can do.
So you can throw 2
An
racks.
anointed Beastmaster gun might give you a third one. It's basically like having a relic and a class mod attached to your gun for the cost of your iridium. Because in Borderlands 2, iridium was just for your
Ammo
slots.
and inventory.
Now that's money. It's tied to money, not the shards.
And it increases exponentially. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
It goes from like 2,000, 8,000, 27,000, 200 and something thousand.
That makes sense because once you like max out in Borderlands 2, you had a bunch of money for no reason because you would just go. You don't buy guns at a certain point. You would just go out and grind for legendaries and stuff.
Yeah, the same
So
thing
at
with the
least they gave
shards, where after you beat it, you don't use them for the boss raid thing
Yeah,
in Borderlands
so
2.
that's good. That means they made use for the cash and the iridium.
I really like the cryo stuff. Like, I don't remember if it had cryo in the second one. I think it was in the pre-sequel.
It was pre-sequel that had the ice thing, like ice guns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
So
sequel,
you could like
pre-sequel
freeze
introduced
them.
that.
Like, that's really nice. They have another one called radiation now, where you shoot them with the radiation, and I think they take radiation damage, and then when they die, they explode and
Wow.
cause. Oh, did you already see that? I didn't.
Tired of you already.
I don't remember you saying that one.
Yeah, I don't even remember you saying that either.
I mean, you're gonna have to watch the tape, Anthony.
I know, but that's weird. It might have been when you were like going on the long explanation. I might have zoned out.
But they have that, like, they have this weird item score now, and I really don't like the way that they do it. Like, before it was easy. Does the gun do more damage? Yes. Then it does more damage. Now it's like, oh, it does more damage, but the item score is lower. so it doesn't actually do more.
What?
Yeah, you just be as confused as I am, because like seriously, like I'm using. So I have the legendary weapon that I have is a submachine gun that I got like way back in the beginning of the game, probably at around level 12 to 15, and I'm level 34, 35 now. And I haven't replaced it. I use it over everything else because it does more damage than anything else. Mostly because I think it's an incendiary weapon, which
Mm-hmm.
obviously, my character benefits from having an incendiary weapon. But like, I found its item score is like 276 or something, and I found stuff that's like 400 that doesn't out damage. Like clearly doesn't out damage. And
Even
I found things.
incendiary weapons? Like
Yeah,
other incendiary? Okay.
yeah. I have a pistol that does that technically, like, the damage on the submachine gun is 29 times 4, and then I just got a pistol that I think actually does out damage it, but because of how slow it shoots and how the accuracy is so bad, that it because it's like 59 times 3 or 6 or something,
Okay.
and it technically I think out damages it, and it's a gear score or an item score of like 385, but isn't nearly as good as the submachine gun, because submachine gun fires faster, has less recoil, and I just get off 4 shots at once.
So what's the red text on that legendary? So that might be bumping the damage then, and it won't be included
Uh,
on that calculation.
I I honestly don't remember, but it's nothing like fantastic.
Oh, okay. Because
Um,
usually the red text sometimes it manipulates stats and it doesn't correspond. Oh, in two anyway. The red text would do like some crazy thing and it doesn't show it on the numbered stats above it.
yeah. Um, let me see if I can. Let me see if I can.
My only
The one.
guess is that the number item score or whatever is just like they add some kind of value to the accuracy and all that, and that's just like on average this is how good it is. I've been doing
Hmm.
the opposite of Kelsey, where I've exclusively been looking at item score. If it's better than the other what I have, I just throw it away because it's a sniper, so I might as well just throw it away.
Yeah, I mean,
They might be adding raids or something later on, and that might be a way for them to gauge what level you need to be or what gear. Like that might be for future content. Because before are things still level locked? Like, can you not put on like equipped guns that you are not of the certain level? Or
Yeah,
yeah,
okay, so it's not that.
yeah. They still have the whole level thing. Um, so I found a picture of uh the one that I have. It says open the gate. That's the red text.
Open the gate.
Yes,
You have to
and
look
it
up what
does
that
like,
red text does. That's weird.
and it says like it has a very very low chance to actually ignite them. Um, and it's highly effective versus flesh, which would make sense as to why it's really good against people. But I mean, like, I take down shields, I take down armor. I have I have an or a corrosive version that's the one that I can literally fire forever. That doesn't do nearly as much damage to armor that this one. Like, I
Huh.
really just don't understand. And again, it may just be because of the character, but I really just don't understand their damage system. And before it was easy. Is the number higher than the previous one? Yes. Now factor in, like, the shots per second, or the rate of fire, and the ammo or the magazine size and whatever else.
Or
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
you could pretty easily tell that if you have a gun that's 270 and a gun that's 272, but one's got a 1.0 and one's got a 4.0 rate of fire, the 4.0 rate of fire is obviously going to be a hell of a lot better. You
Yeah.
know. Um, but this one, it looks like it's supposedly just based off, and everything I've read online, it's basically just based off of item score. I really hate that.
That's weird. I mean, it's the first time they're doing that, so I wonder if they'll tweak that out later on. Does item score, like, besides comparing the loot, is it used to anything? Can you like not enter areas without a certain score or?
no, it's kind of
Yeah.
just an arbitrary number.
Oh, okay. Well,
It I was gonna say it's similar to Destiny, but no, Destiny, the higher number usually means it's in some way better than what you have.
And,
Um,
and I'm sure that that's the way it is in this too. I think I just am benefiting so much from having the incendiary weapon that I can't find anything that's better. Which really kind of sucks because it means that I'm basically locked into incendiary weapon
Mm-hmm.
do the maximum amount of damage, you know. Um, and because I mean, there's been a ton of guns. Like seriously, the guns like 29 or something times 4, and I found an assault rifle that was like 310 damage and had a fire rate that was pretty decent. Could not outdamage the submachine gun that I had.
Jeez.
Speaking of guns and something new they added, we're back to gunplay again, but that's basically what Borderlands is. So I mean,
Yeah.
you can't run away from it. You get gifts from manufacturers for getting a certain amount of kills with their weapons. If I'm just sitting there with my biscuit out for Jacobs and I just shotgun a bunch of them, they'll send you a gun like, oh, thanks for using this and killing 100 people or whatever. Here's a gift, and like stuff like that happens. Um,
That makes sense. I think that's like a parody on the whole story. Aren't the enemies like streamers and stuff? And
well,
just kind of
just the two that they've showed, just Tyrene and Troy. They're like streamers, and then they have a cult for the most part.
I guess that's in line with that. Something like Jacobs, hey, you're using our weapon. Here's your thank you, and here's another gift, so you can keep using our weapon and explain like it's advertising in that world. I guess I don't know.
In terms of manufacturers, they definitely overhauled a lot of them, and some of them just not for the better. I have yet to find a Malawan gun I like.
That's what I keep hearing. I heard from E-Man as well that they messed it up.
Same thing with Atlas, where Atlas is, they have a secondary fire that's like a tracking dart. If you hit somebody, your primary fire, all bullets will just go to that person. It's cool on paper, but it's just like, it's ass still. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
make the guns any better. And to me, by, I would, yeah, maybe by far, the best is Jacobs. It's just like, hey, if you're just like coming from a regular shooter, you want a headshot and blow people up with how much damage you do, just pick up a Jacobs.
And it's the
Vladoff
one
is
where you
interesting. What happened?
and Jacobs is the one that you fire as fast as you click, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like the Western type where you can get
Like
revolvers and stuff.
I've gotten a few purple Jacobs shotguns, and they look they look gorgeous. Two, sometimes they're a double barrel, sometimes there's a triple barrel. I've gotten a single barrel, but when you hit someone in the mouth with that, you
Damage.
level like 17 times. You don't actually level, but it's just that you do that much damage to them that like when you go into that area again, that character's still dead. That's how
Oh
much
wow.
damage you do.
I do like
Vladoff,
that you can farm the bosses. Like they have special boss. You have a special boss at the end of or in several of the areas in whatever planet you're. And they also have like kill tasks where you can go and kill. Like Zero has you go and or even Hammerstein have you go and kill
It's
a
for those
special
listening, it's
creature.
Hammerlock, not Hammerstein.
Have you go kill a special creature or a set of people, and you can most of them drop some sort of special gun or special type of gun, and you can go and basically farm that gun at a higher level if you've kind of progressed quite a ways, and then you want a better version of that specific gun.
Okay. Oh, I was gonna ask, did they bring back the grinder?
I haven't found it, no. But
Dang.
they have a mechanic where if you leave loot in a planet and you go back to the ship, it'll restore the loot you didn't pick up. Like it'll just give it to you.
So, oh, okay. So you can leave some stuff, and it'll just be like, "Hey, you left this loot here."
Yeah, but you have to upgrade how many weapons it'll be able to restore for you.
Does it let you know if it's full and like while you're out and about? Or
Yeah, it'll tell you like partially full and has like a kind of meter on the screen thing.
okay, that's good. That's pretty cool.
That's all I can think of
Yes.
right now. Just
Okay.
Malawan and Atlas are garbage. Children of the Vault, you don't reload, but your gun can overheat.
So Mass Effect
And
2?
they all just seem like garbage to me. I don't know. I haven't like those three to me are just stop. But Vladoff, I enjoy a lot. because their second shot's usually some type of utility. It's not like now you shoot fucking bazookas at people. No, it's like for the assault rifles, your regular shots, just a regular shot. When you switch it, the alt fire makes it pull out like a tripod, and you can't run or jump, but your stability is way like heightened with the gun.
It's like if you're using an LMG with the bipod.
Yeah, for the pistols, you either have like they're machine pistols, and if you switch it, it becomes a double barrel, so you're shooting twice as fast, but your ammo's being getting rid of just as fast. Teddy bears are still fun, and they actually feel really good in this game.
Those are the ones that you throw when you reload, right?
Mm-hmm. Now they can become turrets that are on the floor. Sometimes they'll become basically like tracking explosives. So you throw it up and it just says, shoot me with a bubble, and then it just goes at people, and you can shoot it to detonate it.
That's funny.
Some of them you throw, and it'll go at people and continue shooting.
Oh, like beelining towards them, or does it track if they're behind cover?
You know, it just keeps shooting like in that direction.
Grenades aren't nearly as powerful as they were in the other game.
Oh, they took a downgrade this time around?
Yeah, like I mean the damage doesn't quite like what you see on the grenade doesn't quite equate to what the damage it actually does. And then, some characters have like bonus to grenade damage, explosion radius, and that kind of stuff. But it's nothing like I haven't seen anything that's like it was before, where you could find a grenade and it goes, oh, it's gonna explode into a whole bunch of little ones and then blow up everything.
I've had something like that. No, they didn't take them out. I've had some like that. They're more utility instead of like big damage, because I had one that was an ice one, and the damage itself wasn't great, but because you freeze them and they take more damage, and it was like a big fucking explosion, it was worth using. But you're not gonna sit there with the Torg legendary from Borderlands 2 and just have it explode into 10 sets, and then that's all you need for damage.
Oh, quick question on grenades. Do they still have the fastball?
I don't know, but I'm hoping they do. I think they brought back another legendary, because, I got a sniper legendary, and I think the Leuda was from Borderlands 2 is back.
Yes, Leuda was a green sniper.
It's back because I got that one.
Oh, nice. So they did bring back some legendaries. So maybe fastball's in there somewhere.
I need a Gilman Eater. I need that, and I want the Unkempt Herald. Hyperion is good too, because it's not always shoot for accuracy. Some of them give you like the character from Apex Legends that when you're aiming down sight, it gives you a shield. Some Hyperion guns do that for you. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good then for Hyperion. That's different. Before it was just, hey, I'm missing everything.
Those are the winners for me.
There's apparently something with Moz that you can do where there's a grenade you can Moz, whatever. I don't give a shit. There's a grenade that you get that says something along the lines of when if the grenade explodes from hitting somebody, it'll spawn 8 other grenades. And then there's something else that you get with her that causes it to just infinitely explode. Like, so if you throw the grenade into a boss, it sits there and it explodes into 8, which then explodes into 8, which then explodes into 8, which explodes into 8. It just continuously does that. So you basically one-shot the boss with a grenade.
That's how your games are crashing. How many grenades are live?
I don't know that you ever actually see the grenade. I'm pretty sure that like the way that the grenade works is that you throw it, it hits the boss, and then the boss just dies. I haven't done it. I don't have the grenade. I was watching a stream. I was watching Siegel earlier, and he talked about it. And then I was trying to look into it to see what exactly it was, but didn't find much information on it. But yeah, he was talking about how you throw the grenade, and then the boss falls over because it's infinitely and exponentially creating new grenades that blow up inside the boss.
I don't know why it is I'm only getting snipers and they're literally getting nukes and like mortars, because I'm going into a room. I got my goons, he has a revolver. I call him Frankie. And then all of a sudden I just see like just mushroom clouds, and then it's clear.
Well, I think it's finally your turn to be that character, Brian. The warrior when there's
snipers in this game.
It's my pet is actually useful because he does more damage than me because of the way I'm building him, and now he can pick me up too. So if no one's around me, he can just walk up and pick me up. But it just feels like everyone has a nuke. Everybody has something that literally can start and end World War V, and I'm just sitting here with this sniper that zooms into your fucking pores. That's what a legendary does. It does less damage, but it had 15 times zoom, so it had to be like on the other map so I can see your head and not your DNA.
So they really are just giving you some useless stuff. I guess anything else? And to wrap up, I guess on Borderlands, for the people who've played Borderlands, do you recommend it? And for people who haven't yet jumped in, do you recommend it?
I recommend, if you've played Borderlands, you probably like that mechanic, that
loop.
That loop. It's just the same thing, a little more optimized. If you're not there for the story, you're not getting much story out of it. It's just, hey, there's jokes here and there, and you're getting a fuckload of loot. If you're fine with that still, then I recommend it. I would never recommend someone who's new to it to just pick up Borderlands 3 because, again, there is lore there that Kelsey ignores. But there's definitely lore that will, at least it's something to carry you through the loop. Like the story is the filler for the loop.
Got it. How about you, Kelsey? You played through all of them. You remember their names properly.
I mean, I think the game's great. Like, especially if you've played the others, this is definitely a great pickup. I don't know that I would start with this one, because I feel like this game is not nearly as because they've taken the focus a lot of the focus off of the guns for the skill trees. You can either be very heavily reliant on whatever your skill is, or you can, kind of be just mediocre between skill and gun. I feel like certain characters are very, heavy in between, and then you have characters like Flak who can go very heavy into gun damage, pet damage.
Yeah.
So, but all in all, I think it's if you like using the skills, if you like the way the skills look, it's definitely a great game to play.
Cool. So while you guys were out there
and fuck Lilith. And fuck GT Goku.
I was gonna say, I'm like, wait, did you switch the character now? While you guys were out there shooting up a storm, causing mayhem, I was trying to gain control of the situation. Yeah, I did that. Kelsey loves it. That's why he's smiling. He can't even contain
I had like
himself.
4 different things that I wanted to say that would have been against the transition, but go for it.
So yeah, Brian spoke about control. I think 3 weeks ago when you tried it, when you got your new GPU, you played a little bit of it. I ran through it and beat it. I beelined it. There's side missions in the game, but I didn't do any of it. I just wanted the story for the recording. You can watch the playthrough on youtube.com/ADLR Plays. And then I love this game. Control is
my first question.
Go ahead.
For you. Does the story ever start to make sense, or are they just throwing terms at you like analog nuclear?
Yo, it gets abstract, it gets trippy, it gets...
My second question is, did you see did you pick up any tapes?
Yeah, I picked up as many tapes as I, on the way to the main missions and stuff, yeah, I picked up tapes.
Did you watch the Threshold Kids one?
Yes, that's recorded. Threshold Kids,
Okay.
I've seen that. That was, I'm like, what am I watching right now?
I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I guess I'm not going to spoil it. There's other stuff, and I'm like, what is happening, dude? So, as Brian says, you are playing as Jesse, who finds the Federal Bureau of Control, and they deal with supernatural things. It's like Men in Black, but not really. So they're like a bureau that studies objects of power and and something else. I don't know, altered items, and these things can grant you power. They're grant you powers, or you can go through portals of some sort. There's things that can come through and possess. It is trippy stuff. And by the end of it, you're like, what is happening? What is real? What isn't real? The powers you start gaining, it's fun. It turns out to be a Metroidvania by the time, once you get 1 or 2 missions in, because you can just start freely going through the building. I think it's a building. I don't know how this layout works because you enter areas. I'm like, how does this fit in the building?
If I could explain the game, I think I said it before, but the best way to sum up gameplay is Dark Souls Metroidvania. This is what it felt like to me.
I don't know about Dark Souls, but like in terms of difficulty, I don't agree with Dark Souls.
Not
okay.
difficulty. Well, one, those games aren't difficult. They're just poorly designed. I'm just talking about the like, in the sense that you're living with like checkpoint and checkpoint. And if you die, you start over. It like and like I don't know how to explain it, but there's elements to the way you traverse that
You talking about
feel
the
like
control
Dark.
points?
Yeah, there's elements to the game like that and other things that I can't remember because it's been a while since I played that felt like Souls and influence them. I'm having a hard time talking right now.
Because you're not in control, Brian.
Oh my.
Are you the director? I'm the director.
I'm the producer.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, it's like a Metroidvania. You end up getting cool powers that just the combat feels so satisfying. But early on in the game, I'm not gonna spoil it. You get the ability to throw things. It's like
I feel like I was
telekinesis
playing
thing.
Mass Effect again.
That's the first thing I maxed out. I was going. It's like, yo, I gotta reload. Which reloading in this game is not actual guns. You just wait for a shared meter to go up. You can swap between. Let me back up. I'm getting too excited already. You get a service weapon with different code names depending on what mode you have it in. The first one's a pistol, obviously, so it's called the grip. The grip has like 7 shots before it burns out and needs to recharge. The next thing you get is called shatter, which is a shotgun variant, like a shotgun mode. So when you swap over to shatter, it's not like you picking up another gun. It's just the gun morphs into that form. And now your ammo meter is in bigger chunks because it can only shoot 4 or 5 times on a full power. But you can shoot once with a shatter, swap over to your grip, which is the pistol, and now whatever remaining from that shot whatever's remaining, you can keep firing, and you can swap like fluidly, like between those two. It's the only primary and secondary. You can't just swap through all of them, but swapping through those, using your powers to like, you can dash, you can bring up things and chuck it at people. You can position it so if there's something behind them, you can pull it towards you, it'll hit them on the way to you, and then you just throw it at them for like double damage.
You can throw bodies at people.
The one thing that did, like, it's recorded so you'll see it and on the channel, but Polaris is the mission where the salt just right through my eyes. How angry it got me.
Mm-hmm.
It's so right up until that mission, I felt like a god running around just destroying anything that came in my way. And then this mission's like, so you need to do this like 6 times, and we're gonna throw things at you where we're not telling you what they spawned. They're heavy hitters, and some of them are tanks at the same time. Oh, these guys are flying at you, and when you try to throw something at them, they'll dash away because they're awesome, right? And of course, when I'm like, yes, I'm about to finish this stupid mission where they just threw enemies at me, I die. The checkpoint is before that fight, so you do the whole thing over again. Boy, was I mad, because I died multiple times. 1 or 2 times it was my fault because I ran out of meter. As much as I hate managing meter in this game, it's worth it. I ran out of meter and I'm like, oh, I don't have anything to throw at that guy. And I'm in the open. Dead. I deserve this. But, yeah. But besides that...
I feel like that game should have had a cover system.
It's contextual.
No, I mean, like, I just want it to be exactly what Mass Effect is what I'm telling you.
Got it. You wanted that. Okay. If you get behind cover and like crouch, she'll stay next to it, and when you aim, she'll go over and shoot. Like it's contextual. Like the Tomb Raider, the latest Tomb Raider,
the Killzone, I think as well.
Yeah, I think Killzone was also contextual as well.
I want to say that's how Andromeda was. It was kind of contextual, kind of you force it, but that game doesn't exist. So it's just on paper. That's what it was.
But yeah, I haven't played the side missions yet. Like, I beelining the mission, there's a power I didn't get because there's a skill tree that's just completely gray. So I still need to go back and do like side missions, and I only wanted just to record the main playthrough so people get the main story. But I'm sure there's gaps in like lore and stuff you want to find out about the Bureau and the stuff that they've been doing. That you pick up on tapes. Kids? And the Threshold kids, like, it's pretty dope. This game's like, when Brian talk about it, I'm like, okay, I'll probably play it. It'll be a quick. No, I was glued to it, dude.
It's fun. It's just I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, the story is a very abstract. It's very artsy. Not artsy. It's just trippy. Like, it's like, oh snap, because you're dealing with like supernatural things. So it's like, what?
I don't remember if I said it last time, but most of the parts of the game that I've been through, I didn't get that far. Maybe a little after you get the scatter. It sets up scenes as if it's gonna be like a thriller, but then nothing happens.
You talking about the motel?
Yeah, I was literally like, I heard sounds. I was like, what the fuck is that? Where's my gun? And it turns out to be nothing. And then when you're traversing, it builds up. It does the way they use audio, like the score and stuff like that, it makes you feel uncomfortable because they don't really use necessarily like traditional music. They just use like ambient, kind of like weird sounds to keep you tense, but then nothing happens. Which is weird.
Yeah, and they have crazy imagery because a lot of the people who worked at the Federal Bureau are either possessed and they're just floating up, like It Chapter 1 style. When they get to the final boss, they're just all floating. And sometimes they'll just drop and start attacking you because they're possessed by the hiss, which is the enemy in this game, is the hiss. Okay. Oh, and one other thing, when you guys are playing this game, Fridge Duty. It's a side mission. That's the side mission I did. It's called Fridge Duty. I don't want to spoil what it is, but Fridge Duty. Do it. It's an excellent mission. But yeah, dude, I highly recommend playing Control. Currently, I think it's an Epic exclusive, so you might have to wait until it comes out on Steam if you don't really want to play it on Epic. But
I mean, you didn't buy it on Stadia?
I looked. As soon as I finished it, I'm like, is this gonna come on Stadia, dude? I want to play it on Stadia. That's why I haven't bought Borderlands 3, because it's on launch of Stadia. Borderlands 3 is gonna be on it, so I'm like, I guess that's where I'm gonna get it. I was tempted to buy it on Xbox, because then I'll have cloud services on both. But then I'm like, I'll wait till Stadia. But I was like really close to getting it on Xbox.
You know, Stadia's gonna be dead for years, right?
Yeah, dude, absolutely. Crazy kid, dude. I think that's it on Control. I don't want to spoil anything else. Fridge Duty, excellent combat. Yeah, and the story is there. It's wow, Brian. That's a huge copy paste.
I didn't want it to look like that.
Just do copy without form. What is it? Paste without format.
Paste without form. I just did it and nothing changed.
That's weird.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah, it seems like it.
It even copied the link over. Fuck it.
Copy's asking if you can play Minesweeper on Stadia. I don't think you can. That's a Microsoft game, right?
Free cell's where it's at, man.
No, it's not. It's not. Because I think I've seen Minesweeper on mobile and stuff. Yeah, I said on Control. Play it, buy it. It's awesome. Quickly before I go to Randall, because he saw some films, I played the Modern Warfare beta over the weekend too. So now it wasn't just a 2v2 fight. It was the actual like domination, team deathmatch, like the core modes that are going to be in multiplayer. Thank you, Madly Jupiter 97 for following. Yeah, this game feels fantastic, dude. Huh?
Modern Warfare is this?
The one that's coming out this year. It's like
What's the name? Is it
Modern Warfare. It's just Modern Warfare. They're rebooting it, so it's like kind of back to like it's supposed to be modern, realistic.
Brown?
Yes and no, because I mean it's like more realistic now, but the environments actually still have color. Does that make sense?
So there's a little green flexed in.
Yeah, for the grass, and that's about it.
Modern Warfare Ben had a green.
So yeah, jumped into the beta. Right off, oh my gosh, guys, it feels great to shoot. It feels great to run around. The time to kill is a lot less than Black Ops 4. I mean, because playing Black Ops 4, it's they have like 150 health. I'm emptying like half a clip, and it's not working, dude. Like I don't like it. Even if I get like the drop on somebody, they can just turn around and be like, hey, just shoot me up, and they kill me in 2 shots while I just emptied a clip. Here it was like, yo, if I got the drop on you, they're dead. The gun's recoil make it seem like these guns are visceral. Like the sounds fantastic now. And that's just the gameplay. The quality of life things I see they changed. The gunsmith stuff. So now before in Black Ops you would have like the 10-point system where you pick a gun and that takes up a point on your loadout. You add an attachment that takes a point on your loadout, a perk that takes a thing in your loadout. Well, they're back to like the old Modern Warfare. You just pick your gun, pick your perks. Don't worry about about the 10 points. The gunsmith, you basically go into like the MP5. You hit gunsmith. You can swap out optics. Optics. The underbarrel stuff, the magazine, the stock, I think that the suppressors and stuff, and all of that has pros and cons. Some of them, like, of course, suppressor, you don't get hurt, but it lowers accuracy or something else. What was I going to say? And then, yeah, the gunsmith stuff is great. You can change loadouts and modify loadouts while in game, which is like a pet peeve of mine since, like, who knows what Call of Duty? Especially if you're like a person who's like, oh, I'm just going to look at my loadout the entire time, even when I'm in the game, because I don't have a loadout that has like a rocket to take out a stupid kill streak that they brought it, that they, like a helicopter or something, and then you look through your loadout and you're like, hey, I only have his guns and pistols. I should get a loadout that has a rocket to take care of this. You can go in and do it. Mid-match. Fantastic.
It probably helps if you're trying to max out all the weapons, like I know you like to do it. Just immediately switch to the next assault rifle and stuff. Then.
Say again?
What you're saying now is you can customize your loadout while playing, right?
Yes.
So yeah, it probably helps with what you do when you like to max out a gun then switch.
Yes, it does. So I can max out a gun. Like there's weapon XP as well, which unlocks more and more attachments for that gun, and you can just fill out your attachments. You don't have to worry about the 10 thing. I gotta repeat that and make it clear, because no more, hey, pick 10, so you're sacrificing weapon attachments for a perk or something.
Mm-hmm.
So you only get 9 now?
You're at 11.
I'm gonna suplex him so hard he's gonna end up on the other side of the planet.
So how do you say they limit? How do you say they do it now? They just have set a number of slots.
Yeah, like the gun. It's just every slot. Like if you're doing, you know, how in the Division 2 when you're going to adding mods to your gun, and it's just the underbarrel, you can put in a bunch of stuff, or the same way.
So my question is,
and you can add a perk,
perks, right?
They have perks for yourself, and now you can add perks per weapon. Like sleight of hand is per weapon now. It's now you don't have to waste sleight of hand as a perk for yourself. That makes sense?
So they have attachment slots and perk slots for your gun?
Yeah. So
but they don't have the cards where it's like, oh, you get 2 of perk 1. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I don't think I saw that. No.
Okay.
But
I was gonna say, what the fuck?
That might be subject to change, though. You know, I don't know. But yeah, from those 2 things, I'm down, dude. The game feels great. The leveling up sound doesn't seem obnoxious like the other ones. Ability to open and close doors in multiplayer maps are in. You can run through it too, because a game's a little slower in terms of like the pacing. Because yeah, you can still run around and get your nuke or whatever, but if you're a person who likes to set up traps with like claymores and stuff, you can close doors and place the claymore right there. So anybody who's trying to run through a door and slams the door, they're going to be presented with a nice claymore that kills them instantly.
Can you break doors?
I don't think I've seen anyone break the doors. You can just slam them open or close them or gently open them so it doesn't make noise if you're trying to like infiltrate on a search and destroy or something. But besides that, yeah, man, it was just great to play. I can't wait to actually play it. And the next, I guess as of this recording, this weekend is the open beta crossplay, so people can download it on PC, PS4, Xbox, and test out the crossplay functionality for it, which is gonna be dope. Oh man, now that I splurged on all that, goodness on Control and Modern Warfare. Randall, you've been quiet back there.
Ooh.
Tell us about Anna and the Mummy.
It's 2 different movies.
That's why I said Anne. Anna and the Mummy.
Which one do you
That's the name
want
of
to
my
talk about
band.
first?
Whichever one. Randall, it's free form. What do you like? What do you want to talk about first? The Mummy or Anna?
I guess Anna, since it's the first one up there.
Okay. Well, then hit me, baby, one more time.
I was really hoping that this movie was gonna be like some sort of secret movie part of a universe for Tekken, but it wasn't. I was hoping like it was gonna be like a secret, like, oh, woo, at the end, this is for Tekken.
Because Anna?
Yeah. Because Anna is a character in Tekken.
Is she blonde?
Mm-hmm. No.
Oh.
She's Asian.
Then how would this be that, Randall? This girl's like Russian or something.
Anna's not Asian.
Yeah. You talking about Nina's sister? She's Asian.
Let me go look. Let me confirm.
Okay. That's news to me. Oh, this movie is Atomic Blonde. This movie could have been Atomic Blonde and John Wick if they had a baby together, but it wasn't.
I lied to you. She's from Ireland.
I mean, I guess still, but she wasn't Russian.
Sure, might be.
Look,
You said it could have been John Wick or the
it had
baby
the
of
potential-
John
it
Wick
had
and
to be
Atomic
the
Blonde.
potential to be John Wick's baby if it had a baby with Atomic Blonde,
Uh-huh.
but it wasn't because it fell short.
In what ways?
So the movie is about this girl who becomes a spy. She becomes a spy for the KGB. As I mentioned to you earlier, of course, the people on stream don't know, but the way the movie was shot was kind of weird because when it starts out showing her as a spy, and you kind of don't know if she's a spy at the time or if she's like about to be recruited or whatever, until you see her put a bullet in somebody's head and you're like, okay, yeah, she's a spy. But then like the next scene, she's like, she looks like okay, so you know how the lady looked in Kidding before she cleaned up her act? She was like a druggie.
Yeah.
And she looked like she had been getting her face pushed in every night, and like this is how bad this girl looked. Man.
Okay.
Like, she looked really bad. I'm not gonna tell you how the scene started, but it was very provocative.
Graphic.
So, what ends up happening is she ends up getting recruited by, I think the actor name is Luke Gloss, something like that. It's the guy who played Dracula in the new Dracula movie.
I don't know. I don't even know who. I don't know they made a new Dracula movie.
It's not new. It's the newest one.
Oh, the latest one? I don't
But,
know. Who
yeah, it's the
played?
latest
You're talking
one,
about
but
the one where it's like his origin story.
Yeah.
I
think his
know who
name
you're
is-
talking about. He looks a lot like fuck. Never.
Who?
Keep going.
I think his name is Luke Gloss. I can't remember. Anyway,
You
so
talking about
he's
Luke Combs?
Huh?
Is it Luke Combs? Or is that a singer?
No.
I don't know, man. Just move on.
So he recruits her, and she becomes a spy.
Okay.
That's pretty much the movie. It's just her being a spy, but she gets tired of doing it. Oh, and like her cover up is that she's a model. So she, in the daytime, she's a model, and at night she's a spy. So her story though is that she wants to be free. She doesn't want to do this anymore. Like there's literally a montage of her just bodying people left and right, and you would think that somebody who kills that many people so many times that they would become desensitized to it, but she's not. She's like is like really getting to her, and she doesn't want to do it anymore. But she has to serve out a certain amount of time before you can get out. But the real truth is that you can never get out the KGB unless you get shot in the head.
Okay.
So she ends up getting caught by the. It's the U.S., but I can't remember what department it is.
Or branch.
Yeah. They end up capturing her, and so now she has to like double cross. And it ends up being like one of those whole things where like a bunch of stuff happens and then they rehash it afterwards, like Ocean's 11. So it ends up being like that. But the fight choreography was like it seemed more like a dance rather than it being looking realistic and brutal. Like in Atomic Blonde, you see how like
it's messy. It's like it looks like she's actually doing it. Like it's not like and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. It's just like her swinging wildly and
like the girl. She has a lot of potential as far as like doing fight choreography, but the problem is that her movements lacked passion, and what I mean by passion, that they didn't look like they were with intent. It looked like
I know what you mean.
So like she's just going through the motions.
Yeah, it didn't look like her. Like in Atomic Blonde, it looked like Charlize was really fighting for her life.
Yeah, like
when she got punched in the face, it was like, wow, is she really gonna get up from that?
And it looks like it feels like she connected, like she actually hit people, or she got hit.
So I didn't get that feeling from that, which kind of took me out of the movie. I mean, she did some kind of cool stuff or whatever, but it just made me feel like it was like a knockoff of John Wick, especially when she started shooting people in this particular room. You know, the no look shots and the 2 to the chest, 1 to the head type stuff. She was doing that.
Well, that's not a John Wick thing, but that's like a standard, like 2 shots.
Yeah,
to
I
the
know
chest
that, but he's like revolutionized that jump. Anybody who looks at action movies and sees somebody get shot in the chest twice and then in the head, they're gonna think of John Wick.
Okay, I don't when I see it.
Okay,
that's just standard. Like that's how hitmen did their thing always. It's 2 shots to confirm a kill. It's 2 shots to the chest, 1 in the head. That's like back to like Brosnan days.
I think that's how they train you when you do like firearm training or stuff like that. When you're in the, I don't know if military, but I think cops might do that.
But anyway, that's besides the point. She was doing it.
That's pretty much it.
So the story wasn't even worth it. Like it was like a story about her life and nothing else. Not like, hey, there's the KGB doing anything.
It's a story about a girl who becomes a spy.
Who doesn't want to do it anymore.
Who doesn't want to do it anymore. She has to try to figure out how to get out of it. But in the midst of it, she gets caught up between 2 branches, the KGB and whatever branch that is for the U.S.
Probably CIA or NSA.
And they're like, well, the U.S. is saying, well, you just got to do 1 year and then we'll let you go free. Okay. So she gets to a point where she's playing both sides in order to figure out a way to get freedom.
So basically Red Sparrow minus nudity.
Well, he said there's graphic parts, so there might be nudity.
I wouldn't say Red Sparrow was in the same.
Because she didn't want to be a spy. In Red Sparrow. Like
with Red Sparrow,
she doesn't want to be one anymore either.
No, with Red Sparrow, she didn't want to begin with, and this one she did, and then she doesn't want to anymore.
Yeah, like she actually had service time in the military and all that stuff like that, and then based on her skills, she got picked up by the KGB. Initially, the lady that plays mom in
Mom?
Red is the name. I think it's called Red.
Yeah, Red with Bruce Willis and
the old lady.
Not Malkovich. Is it Malkovich?
No, he's not it.
The old guy.
Yeah,
the old lady. You know what I'm talking about?
Give me a sec. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Helen something.
Bruce Willis and Morgan.
Yeah, he's in it. Malkovich is in it.
He is?
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah.
That's because he came back for the sequel.
I don't remember what role he played.
Malkovich is in it. Bruce Willis.
Freeman, Willis, and then the older lady that I'm assuming Randall's talking about. And then someone younger. I just don't remember who's the younger one.
It's her. Meryl Streep, maybe? No.
No, it's the other lady from Red. She also kills people. I think she's a sniper.
Yeah, she is. I'm just trying to figure out where her name is. It's not on here. Poor K. Helen Mirren is her name.
Helen Mirren.
Her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Helen Mirren. Okay. So, The Mummy. If you got anything else to say. Because it sounds like you don't recommend Anna to anyone. Am I right in concluding that?
I can't think of a reason why to watch it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, if you're going to watch a movie like that, then you might as well watch Atomic Blonde.
Yes, sir.
Or obviously John Wick.
Or just Mad Max Fury Road, because why not?
Completely different.
I know, but like
okay.
movies needs to be watched over and over again, you know?
The Mummy.
Yes,
I don't
sir.
know why I watched this movie.
This is the
Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise one?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the one that's supposed to be yeah, that trailer, I was like, no, I'm cool. I don't want to watch this.
Remember, we watched a bit of it, and that shit was just boring. Like, I can't say it was bad, I just didn't give a shit.
Is that how you felt, Randall, watching this?
The parts that captivated me was when they went into the whole history of how she became who she became. And then the lengths that they went to track her.
Before Tom Cruise got there?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
This was like, I'm talking about like...
Ancient times
or whatever. Mm-hmm. So they like... I don't know how far you got because you said you watched a little bit of it.
I don't remember it.
Okay.
Like so, at most 30 minutes.
Okay. So...
I didn't remember watching it, to be honest.
She was so powerful and so evil that they had to... And supposedly like Mercury...
the planet?
No.
Oh.
The compound.
Got it.
And thermometers.
Mercury like hinders or weakens evil or whatever. So they put her in this tomb. They put her in 2 tombs. First they mummified her alive, put her in this small tomb that was encased in a huge tomb, and then that tomb was dipped inside or fully submerged inside Mercury.
Jeez.
And then that was buried like way beneath ground, away from Egypt.
I would have done Mercury for each layer. I would have like laid her in it, filled it up with Mercury, put it in a bigger tomb, filled that tomb with Mercury, and then dipped it in Mercury.
And then I would have asked them. I would ask someone that can see the future where Chirac would be later in the years and buried her there, because if she got out, she was just gonna get shot to death.
Yeah. So away from Egypt, how far away? I guess they tell you. In the movie.
It was so far away that when they made the discovery, it was like, why is Egypt stuff here? Like, what in the world? Tom Cruise character was... I don't know if you saw the original Mummy stuff. The main character, I forget his name.
Brendan Fraser.
But he's kind of like a goofy type guy. Now,
yeah.
Tom Cruise character was not that goofy, but he had like humorous, quote unquote, humorous parts.
Was he trying to be Brendan Fraser's?
No.
Mummy? Okay.
He was just the guy who was in. For once, he didn't really play like a serious role.
Okay, so he's a little bit loose with it.
Yeah, I mean, I know he was in Tropical Thunder.
Kind of version.
Yeah, I agree. It did look
They're
like
cutting out a bit for me, Kelsey.
Is he?
What?
Yeah, he's cutting out a little bit.
I mean, on my side, for whatever reason, flicker. Cameras for all three of us are flickering. Discord.
It's fine on our side.
From what I remember from the previews, it looked like it was a more serious version of the Mummy. It wasn't played off to be a
family movie.
Yeah. Like Brendan Fraser's movies were like, yes, they had kind of like a serious undertone, but for the most part it was a comedy.
Yeah.
Well, this one it was more serious. Russell. No, not Russell. I can't remember the name of these.
It's
actors.
Kurt Russell, Randall.
Not Russell Crowe.
Kurt Russell. No, it is Russell Crowe. You're right. Russell Crowe's right.
That's the other guy that's in it?
Yes.
Okay.
I messed up. You said that and it threw me in reverse.
And
That's
what,
Russell
the other
Crowe.
guys?
No.
He's also in this movie?
He's saying the one that's supposed to be like Dr. Jekyll or something.
Yeah, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Russell Crowe plays that character.
Yeah.
I saw it in the trailers.
Yeah. So,
Brian, are you okay?
What does it?
the character, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, is also in The Mummy. The Mummy. Played by Russell Crowe.
Because it's a single universe, Brian. The Monsters universe?
There's a new movie for Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde?
No, he just makes an appearance here, and because the point of this movie was to kickstart the new cinematic universe of the Universal monsters. And apparently he's part of it.
Alright.
Okay. Now that we're all caught up.
So he actually plays a huge role because he ends up capturing the mummy girl.
Wait, Hyde or Jekyll?
Which one? I can't remember. Which one is the normal one?
Hyde.
Dr. Jekyll.
I thought it was. Oh, I thought it was Hyde.
Mr. Hyde is the one that turns into a monster.
Okay.
So it's Dr. Jekyll.
Okay.
So the parts of the movie that, like I said, that I was interested in was in the beginning of how they showed like how she came, who she was, and what they did to like imprison her and all that stuff like that. And then it gets crazy because it's like, so the story is that she was supposed to become the next queen of Egypt.
Okay.
Her father didn't have a boy until he started messing around with this lady, got her pregnant.
Of course.
So now he has a son, which therefore defers her becoming queen.
Exactly.
And of course, she's mad as fire about that. So she goes on this, she ends up asking the wrong people for help. And you know what I mean by wrong people.
Yeah,
evil.
The evil people with the magic hoo-has and turns you into a powerful evil person.
So this mummy appears out of nowhere with a dagger, gives it to her, and she basically goes and she murders her father, the woman, and the baby.
Jeez.
And the rest of the Uchiha family.
The people find out, and then that's when they mummify her and all that stuff like that or whatever, right?
Okay.
When she is released from the tomb because of Tom Cruise's stupidity.
Curiosity, Randall, not stupidity.
No, it was stupidity. You have to see. It was pure stupidity because the girl told him don't touch anything, and she was explaining to him what is going on and that this isn't a discovery, this is a prison.
Okay.
He's like, not all he can see is money. If we how much money we can make with this discovery, that's all he's thinking about. So he shoots the.
Keep going.
I thought Brian was going to say something.
No, he just said people gotta eat.
So he shoots the one of the ropes that's attached to all this stuff, and then that's how it ends up coming up out of the mercury.
Got it.
So anyway, I was trying to get to the part of like the stuff that I liked in the movie. So I already mentioned the first part, and then the second part that I thought was interesting was like, so when she escaped, she basically. Oh, I didn't get to the part in the beginning where she was about to murder. Where it looked like she was going to murder this guy, but basically she was going to give him eternal power, so that both of them could rule Egypt.
Why that guy?
Because that's who she was in love with.
Got it. Okay.
Right. So she's going to use the dagger on him, cut him open, and then that was going to give him the power. And before she could do that, that's when the people came and grabbed her and mummified her and all that stuff like that. So now, fast forward to the future. Because Tom Cruise is the one who released her, she now gives that responsibility to him. Like she chooses him, in other words.
Okay.
So that's the whole movie. Is about her trying to get to the dagger and get Tom Cruise so that she can pretty much cut Tom Cruise so he can become her lover's embodiment. Or whatever,
okay.
Right. So.
Sounds hot.
The part that was crazy is that once she did that, once she chose him, she was in his head. Like she was like messing with his head or whatever. The part that I thought was cool was like when she got loose and her and Tom Cruise and the main female protagonist was like trying to get away from her. So they had him like she's controlling mummies and they have him pinned down on the table. She breaks this statue that has the knife in it, but the knife doesn't have the gem in it. So in mid swipe or stab, she's about to stab him and she sees that the gem is not in there. So she gets angry, of course. That gives him a window of opportunity to escape. So you know how like usually in movies when there's like a man and a female that are working together and they're escaping, they all run in the same general direction. Maybe there's a vehicle that they can get into and then they leave the scene. Yeah. They run out of the building. Tom Cruise bolts to the right. The girl goes to the left. He's not even looking to see where she goes. He gets in the van and pulls off and leaves her.
What the heck?
That's how scared he was.
People gotta survive, dude.
So somehow I think he realized what he was doing and he slowed down. He didn't really stop. He just slowed down enough for her to get into the van. And she was like, "You were really going to leave me?" He was like, You saw that, right? Did you see that? You did see that, right? I saw it. I know you saw it because I was there. Did you not see it? He was like hysterical. So back to the part where I said like she's in his head. They're leaving, right? In the van, driving fast. Yeah. These zombies or mummies or whatever you want to call them are attacking the vehicle. Okay. Of course, you go through the whole scene where they're fighting them, kick them off, another one jumps on, breaks in half, blah, 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 and all the stuff like that. The chase scene. She was so much in his head. This dude, during the whole chase of him driving through the woods, he just pretty much did a whole U-turn and drove right back to her.
What the heck?
Because she made him do it in his head.
Oh, okay, got it. So he's like actually in his head. Yeah. Okay.
And she was when they were driving, the other girl that's in the van with him is telling him like she's in your head because of some other stuff that was going on or whatever. Okay. And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And then that's when they show that he pulls up right where they left off. He was like, "Look what you did! You drove right back to her." That I thought that part was pretty cool. Other than that, the rest of the movie is it's just a bunch of chase scenes of them trying to get away from her. Obviously, the more people she consumes, the more powerful she gets.
But so it's chasing after chasing until the final battle.
Yeah, pretty much. The ending was.
It sounds like you had a better time with this.
It's kind of unexpected, huh?
It sounds like you had a more entertaining time with this than with Anna. So if you had to watch
probably
Anna
if I
or
had
The Mummy?
If I had to pick which movie to watch, I would probably watch The Mummy.
Okay, that's what it sounds like. You seem more animate about what happened in The Mummy.
Because I had never seen anything like that. Like I've seen the Mummy movies before, and I had it was just those two elements, like the beginning part that I mentioned and that whole chase scene part. Like I had never seen that before, and I thought it was original, and I thought it was cool. And I thought it was funny at the same time because it's like you're hysterically trying to get away from this evil being, and you just drive right back to it, and you don't even realize you did it.
I mean, when the sex is that good, what are you supposed to?
I mean, he was gonna die for it,
I'm not gonna lie. The girl that played the mummy, she is attractive.
It's the chick who played Enchantress, I think. No, it's not.
No.
It's not.
Paradel
It's the girl who played the metal blade in Kingsman with the metal legs.
Is it?
Pretty sure, but I haven't seen the trailer in a long time. So let me double check. Let me fact check myself.
I thought it was Gary Busey, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Plays Gazelle in the Kingsman.
Sophia Boutelle.
That picture that you just was on, Anthony, she looks gorgeous in that picture.
I think she plays Gazelle in Kingsman.
Yeah, he got it right. Yeah, he's right. I'm just looking at her IMDb. Kelsey got it right. I didn't say anything. What else was she in?
Star Trek.
She was in Atomic Blonde as well.
Yeah, she was the lesbian.
Yeah.
She's the one that gets like scissored.
Yeah. Oh man. So where do we go from here? We got Brian, you added some stuff. That's all news, right? All right, so let's go to the news, then the viewer questions, and then releases, and we're out. We're in an hour and a half here.
Oh, real quick, there might be a Silver Surfer movie.
That's part of the news section. So since you're starting off the news section,
that's part of the what?
The news section.
Oh, I didn't know because you don't have a new section anymore.
Well, I'm alive doing it, so I see what's news and what's a review, Randall.
And what's olds.
So Randall, you recently found out there's a Silver Surfer movie coming out. How excited are you? From not at all to constantly hard.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. What trash did Kelsey just say?
What did he say? I didn't hear.
I could have sworn I thought I heard him say that there was already a Silver Surfer movie.
There was.
There was.
No, there was not. There was a Fantastic Four movie with the Silver Surfer in it. There is a difference.
That counts.
That does not count. Not even the slightest.
I'd rather that than what they did to Planet Hulk.
Oh my gosh. So yeah.
I mean, I don't really have much to say other than the fact that you already know I'm going to be the most lit person in that theater.
He's bringing Locono with him.
Oh, shit.
Yo, I probably will. And I'm not even joking.
Hey!
I'm going to be wild.
You can't bring that in there, dude.
So you can't jerk off other viewers?
If Kevin Feige has anything to do with this, my God. And you know Galactus is going to show up.
Well, yeah, they're like peanut butter and jelly, dude. They have that.
Yeah, he's his herald.
I'm just wondering what angle they're going to take, man.
Kurt.
Okay.
They're going to show the Fantastic Four movie from the Silver Surfer's perspective.
They better not do no trash like that.
Randall's
It's
gonna
gonna be
get up
3D.
and just leave. He probably punched some people on the way that have nothing to do with it.
Did anyone ever watch the one with Michael B. Jordan in it?
No.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
Why?
trash.
Yeah, but we knew that before it came out.
Because you never know, man.
Okay.
That's the
I
only
just
way you
that
know.
remembered it existed.
I heard it was better than the original two.
I heard it was worse.
Nah, it was
Was
worse.
I heard it was destroyed. Like, what do you think no one talks about? Like, I forgot about that movie until Brian mentioned it.
Yeah, until now, it's like, wasn't Michael B. Jordan in that?
Like,
Yeah,
that was the whole. You know when they talk about like actors getting second chances and like blowing it out of the water. You know,
Mhm.
that was the picture they used, was him in Fantastic Four and then him in the Black Panther.
What? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, in Creed, he did a good job in Creed, I think.
Chris Evans, too. I mean, he was Johnny Storm, and now he's America's ass.
Yeah,
but Chris Evans was in a lot of stuff before
Scott Pilgrim.
Fantastic Four.
yeah, and like Snowpiercer. Like,
Yeah, not another teen movie.
Benobi, or sir.
What?
okay, Brian. He just made up. He just literally just sounds came out of his mouth.
I loved. They took the scene from him in Not Another Teen Movie where he like walks up and he's staring at a picture of him staring at a picture of himself,
Yeah.
and they replaced it with him staring at a picture of his ass from
From Endgame.
he like walks up and he's like, and then walks away. It's just glorious.
That's America's butt. Cap. So yeah, I'm excited as well to see the Silver Surfer. Hopefully they pull it off. Cause I mean that's gonna be another super, like a really powerful being. Hopefully it's not gonna be boring to watch him do his thing.
I really hope
When
they
you
don't
say-
nerf him.
When you say pull it off, I hope they don't mean pull him off of the MCU roster like they did with Spider-Man.
Why would they do that?
Yeah, they can't do that now.
They own the X,
Disney
Brian.
owns-
Yeah, but why would they do that?
All right, moving on, because Brian has no idea of the lore. So,
I don't
Brian,
know. Let me stop right there.
speaking of more comic book stuff, James Gunn reveals the entire cast of DC's The Suicide Squad, but not who they're playing. So there's a lot of like pretty good actors on there, and they're gonna be part of the reboot. We got John Cena, like let's get it.
He's gonna be the new Harley Quinn.
Nathan Fillion's gonna be in it. Sean Gunn, we've seen him in Guardians. Pete Davidson's in it. Storm Reed, John Diego Boto, Alice Braga, Steve Agee, Tinashe Kajis. I think that's Tinashe from The Singer. Nope. That's embarrassing. Idris Elba's going to be in it. Viola Davis is coming back, I guess, to play the same role she played the previous one. Margot Robbie, of course. Michael Rooker's in it. Oh, who else? I don't know.
This is for Suicide Squad?
All these people are going to be Suicide Squad. You got some good names on here, I mean.
You said Nathan Fillion?
Nathan Fillion's going to be in it, yeah.
Can he be like Green Lantern?
Maybe. Go ahead, Kelsey, what were you going to say?
Are they rebooting Suicide Squad? Because
yes.
that last one was terrible.
Because of what happened to the last one. Yes, they are rebooting
it. It had the possibility to be great, and the writing was just absolutely terrible.
Basically, go for it.
I think people expected too much out of it just from seeing the trailer I saw. When I saw Jared Leto, I was like, okay, at most a Fast and the Furious quality movie, and that's what I got out of it. Will Smith
they overhyped
and
Jared Leto's Joker so much.
no,
and
I
he didn't
saw
do
him
anything in it.
and I didn't care. As soon as I saw him, like, you're not gonna do anything. So
No.
let me just look at Will Smith being him, but this time he has a gun, and then what's her name being Harley Quinn? Because Will Smith just acts like himself with a different prop, and that's him in every movie now.
But most of the recent stuff with Will Smith is him with a gun. I think the last movie I can remember of him without a gun is Pursuit of Happiness.
Pretty sure he had
And
a
then-
gun in that at one point too.
Did he?
I think
No,
so.
he did.
I don't think so.
In Pursuit of Happiness, I don't think so. But every other movie I think he's been in, he's had a gun.
Oh yeah, Aladdin. No further questions, Your Honor.
I'm pretty sure he does this in the movie. So he does finger guns.
Yeah, but if you do this, you're not blowing somebody, so that's not really a gun.
Speak for yourself.
Oh shit.
And then, like, happening today, Rockstar released its own game launcher for all the
Gross.
Rockstar games. Now, at first,
Can
I'm
they
like,
quit?
why bother? And then it dawned on me. How else would you get more people to get on your launcher if you make Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC exclusive on your launcher?
Nobody cares about Red Dead.
You sure? Because I'm pretty sure Javi right now is backflipping if he's listening.
Even Discord didn't want you to finish saying it, so you cut off after no one
Yeah.
cares about. So
And like Cobra says in the chat, if you get the launcher and use it once, you get San Andreas for free. If you don't already have that on Steam.
San Andreas was garbage.
oh well, somebody's
What?
wrong.
The heck?
Somehow in a subjective argument, you're wrong.
I liked GA5 more than Andreas.
That doesn't mean it's bad. That just means you have one over the other.
Okay, so Vice City versus versus San Andreas. Go.
Vice City.
Okay, that was the correct
It's-
answer. The music takes it. I'm sorry.
I'm going
The
with San
80s killed
Andreas.
it.
Anthony, you go on a bike, and if you use it a lot, you get swole. No further questions.
That's trash. All right.
They did take the guy from San Andreas though, and they made a mod for a whole bunch of different games. Like the latest one is Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, where he is the main character.
Okay, I've seen the Woody one of that.
I take it back. I forgot that Vice City has Lance. That's better.
I told you. He's in that white suit with those tinted glasses.
That's baby boy right there, dude. You don't fuck with Lance.
Vice City's the best one, dude.
I would say those are the top three, in my opinion. It's 5 at the top, and then San Andreas and Vice City, whichever one you prefer, is second or third.
What about Nico, my cousin?
Fuck your cousin. I don't want to bowl.
Gotcha. All right, Brian, you got 2 things on here in the news. Both of them are fighting game stuff. Hit me
I
with
was
it.
gonna add another one. I don't know the date, but there's a Tekken, I think Tokyo Masters tournament. They're gonna reveal, I think, the rest of the season pass for Tekken Season 3.
Oh, the whole
I don't know the
thing?
date of the. I don't know if it's the whole thing or just some information. They just said we're gonna say something. I don't know when the tournament happens either. That's why I just took it off. But more Tekken.
It's funny because he left the dot there. He removed it but left the dot there, so we knew something
Yeah.
was there.
I just didn't care anymore. At Tokyo Game Show, they brought Kazunoko on stage to show off Gogeta, who's coming out, and they announced the date September 26th, so later this month.
That's pretty
I always
good.
go
There's-
get her.
So Gogeta was shown for about like an hour or so. He seems like he's gonna be good. He's also a tall character, which means you're not allowed to play as him in tournament. But he seems like he has a lot of good options. He has his beam isn't a motion; it's just by pressing the key button. So I want to see if you can super dash to it. If not, then all right, well, fuck you, Bardock.
You said they made him taller?
He's a taller character, like because his posture is like
Standing
upright.
up? Got it. I was going to say, because he's the size of Goku.
Because they put out GT Goku, and they go, tall characters don't even bother picking him against him. Gogeta's out. Look at him. Perfect posture now. Goku and Vegeta both have like severe scoliosis when they fight, but now, perfect posture.
What's going to be funny since you said he's a tall character, he's not going to be able to hit GT Goku.
Nah, I'm tired of that character. But Gogeta seems interesting. He has on the ground. He does Kamehameha in the air. He can do both. He can do the Kamehameha beam on the ground and in the air. He also can do a downward Gallic gun. If you hold it, kind of what Krillin does when he does like the after image. So you can either cancel it and not do a beam, or you can like use an after image to shoot the beam in that location. He has an unblockable like grab that keeps you standing. So I don't know if you can do it, call an assist and convert off of it. His standing heavy gives me hit vibes because he moves like maybe a third of the screen and punches you.
Oh, wow.
So that's a good
gonna be
thing.
useful.
His crouching light attack is a slide, so that's nice. He can get a lot of his moves move forward, which can be a good or bad thing, because if you're trying to anti said moves, you might overlap. That being said, his down heavy is literally Gohan's DP. Like he
It's the same
has
thing?
ups. It looks almost identical.
Check to see if that's not the same animation.
I
I wouldn't
linked
like that.
on this doc if any of you care, but no one here plays the game. It's Cloud analyzing the gameplay, and he does. I would say he does a good job of going through move by move and just giving his opinion on it. But yeah, new characters, September 26th. I'm gonna play him. I'm gonna pretend I main him. Then I'm gonna drop him because GT Goku's still a character.
Mm-hmm.
BB Tag, Blaze Blue Cross Tag is gonna reveal 6 more characters for the next update, September 21st. I think 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm not sure. That's why I didn't put the time. We don't know if they're just characters being added to the franchises in the game, or if they're adding new franchises again. In my head, and I don't know why this is the case, I'm just waiting for a Skullgirls character to be added to this game. But who knows? There's a fucking playable tank, so anything's possible.
I can see that happening, maybe. To bring...
But I think the real question is, when is Skullgirls 2 coming?
Same time as Ashron's Call 2.
Ashron's Call 2 already.
Yeah, Brian, what are you
Remastered.
doing?
You didn't let me
Learn
finish.
the lore. Brian, you definitely finished.
It was for dramatic tension. That's why you're not getting Team Fortress 3, because you just keep cutting people off.
Okay.
Fucking Joker main have an ass over here.
Yo, can you imagine if I actually do play Joker and I'm like, this is my main now?
Probably not.
Yeah, he's trash. So we're on to the viewer questions. Brace yourself. There's one for Randall and one for me that I'm like, well. So Randall, why isn't your running improving?
What does that mean?
Why aren't
Why
you
isn't he-
improving your running ability? That's what it's asking.
Boy, it doesn't say ability. You guys are just fucking up a simple question there.
Why isn't Randall improving his
running?
That's the question.
I do improve my running.
All right, moving on. Who do you think gets
shit.
more DK? Oh, that was by Zordon. The next one is by AUISODHJAIOWD. Thank you for whoever just...
I don't know why you didn't pronounce it.
Because you
Right?
can't pronounce that.
You can or you won't pronounce it.
I won't pronounce it. Go ahead and pronounce it, Brian.
All right, that's clearly "au so de why you would," but
And
I
that noise
I put an effort. So it's whatever.
is asking, who do you think gets more DKP during a wedding?
I think that's dragon kill points. I don't know.
Is that what that really
Like,
stands for?
I have
I
no idea
don't
what that
know.
stands for. For all I know, I just probably blurted out some nasty thing that I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Pretty sure DKP was what guilds would use in um, World of Warcraft for people to roll on certain gear.
Okay, then I don't
But
know
I
what
don't
that
honestly
means.
remember if that's actually what it was.
According to Google, it's dragon kill points.
Okay, well, who gets more? The people attending the wedding, I guess.
but they're
So,
just watching the wedding.
That's all you need, especially like when you go on Mixer, you get points. So Slim is up next and asks, how do you do MODOK cube combos?
Well,
I don't know how to do those, so...
tell us to notate. Stop hogging tech, Anthony.
What did you just say out loud?
Stop hogging tech, Anthony.
Oh. It sounded
He's
like
deaf
you were...
with his eyes.
Like someone played an audio clip of you in reverse.
Yeah.
How he said I installed the Rockstar launcher, not give me Red Dead. I'm sure that's why they made the launcher. So then they can have a lot of people go on their launcher just for Red Dead.
Javi, the launcher comes out in May of next year. Not the
launcher's out
launcher, I'm sorry.
today.
Red Dead comes out May of next year. I leaked it to you. May
Got
of
it.
next year.
So anybody here knows how to do the MODOK cube combos?
What you do, I don't remember.
All right, so sorry, I can't answer. I don't know how to do that.
Should
Ebork.
I make a master's guide again, Brian?
No, I don't want to read that. he pretended like he was giving me a master's guide on how to play Dragon Ball Fighters, and he told me that 16 is the best zoner in the game.
Oh wow. Ebork with the final question. Hey, I have this friend of mine who I've been trying to play Darkstalkers with, and he just won't, not even for my birthday. What do I do? Dump that friend. Like 11
Nice.
does to, what's his name?
I dump your ass.
Yeah, I dump you. Oh, if I had that clip, I need that clip to like just put it on there. That's what you need to do. It doesn't respect you as a person, and you just dump their ass. Clean stream message.
I wonder who he's referring to there.
And that's it for the viewer questions. They're always insightful and thought-provoking as always. If you want to submit your own viewer questions, you can go to topics@adlrplays.com for your questions to be answered. For your questions to be for your questions to be answered in the future episode.
If you want to see me just ball out and get a hitbox and learn how to play Gogeta,
Brian, this isn't the end spiel.
I don't care. You're throwing a mid the fuck
Because we're just finishing the viewer question. All right.
in the dark.
And releases this week for games, we have Sayonara Wild Hearts, which is like that rhythm game that has like awesome animations, very vibrant. And Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, which is like the remake of the Game Boy Color, which is coming out on Switch. And that's it for the games that I saw that I'm like, oh, I need to play those. And movies, there's this animated movie that I saw on there, like a trailer for. It's called Promare, and it's visually stunned. Like it visually looks really good. I guess I could play the trailer so Randall can see as well. Let me close this. Oh, the audio, cool. But anyway, it just looks. It looks different. I haven't seen animation like this, and like colors used is pretty vibrant. It looks like it has some mechs in it. But I don't. From the trailer, I just saw a lot of bright things happening, and it just looks cool. I don't know anything about it. Yeah. So Promare comes out this week in some theaters.
Rambo comes out too.
And Rambo comes out. I forgot to put that on the list. So if anybody's still wanting to see Sylvester Stallone kill people in the jungle, he's making another one.
This time is not in the jungle though.
Oh.
We're in the jungle, baby.
And then for music, we got Blink-182 coming out with more bodies of work, one body of work. Cashmere Cat and M83. So those are the three that I saw on there. So the three that I saw on there that I recognized in terms of artists. That's about it, people. Episode 63 in the bag. What do you guys be doing this week so we can wrap it up?
Who first?
Randall, because he looks like he's eager.
I look like I'm eager.
Yeah, I looked in the preview over there on the camera, and I'm like, look at the eager flowing through him. So what are you gonna be doing this week, Brian? I mean, Randall. Sorry.
We look alike, so.
Yeah, I mean, spot on.
Yeah,
right?
let Brian go.
You
Okay.
go first. You said your name already.
Yeah, but I want you to go first. I'm passing.
Yeah, well, I want you to go first. You hang up.
Kelsey, can you go, please?
Kelsey wants Randall to go.
Probably gonna be finishing up Borderlands with Bryant, and then playing through it again because there's apparently a mode after you beat the game called Mayhem where everything drops like epic and legendary weapons. So.
Oh, that's pretty neat. That's something they answered. No, that's not something they answered. That's something they added. They didn't have last time in Borderlands 2 they had True Vault Hunter mode, which would just play through it again.
When you play through it again, like when in Mayhem mode, it seems like there are map mods where enemies will get buffs, you'll get debuffs or buffs, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, seems like it'd be pretty cool.
Okay, sweet. You guys let me know how that is then. That's a new mode. All right, Brian or Randall, whichever one. If you guys,
he's going already.
You said Brian, didn't you? He said Brian.
All right, so tomorrow I think I might be playing Siege because I can actually play as the new characters. Thursday I think it's your fucking birthday, so I think we're going over that. I don't know what's going on. Friday I don't know what I'm playing. Probably a fighting game. If not, more Borderlands.
Nice. Randall, what you got?
Okay, cool. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't spoiling anything. The only thing I know of is that we're supposed to be kicking it with you.
Ooh.
You for your Brolin Day.
My birthday is in like another 6 months.
Right.
Days or whatever.
Shut your big mouth.
Everyone knows when your birthday is, bro.
I know, it's just a gag.
Every year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What do you mean, wow, that's his birthday?
Okay, so
No, that's legit his birthday.
Anyway.
I don't know if you're saying anyway, like you don't believe me. It's legit his birthday.
No, I'm just going to go into what I was doing. So that and I think this weekend I'm just going to play a bunch of video games. Catch up with some stuff.
A bunch of video games, Randall?
Yeah.
You heard it's recorded. You said a bunch.
Yeah, as in more than one.
Okay, so you know what game needs to be on that list?
You ruined Control for me, so.
What the heck? How?
I told you that. Why are you surprised? I told you that when you was playing it. I told you I was going to play that game, and then I saw you playing, and it's like. And then you already pretty much talked about the game, so.
Whatever, man.
I've lost interest.
Okay. Whatever, dude. It's fun to play. Okay. Bunch of games. So by next Tuesday, guys, the next episode 64, is Randall reviewing games. I think that's the first time it'll be happening on here. I think so. I don't think you've ever gave your impressions on a game. No, I'm lying. Katana Zero. You did play that. So that means okay. Anyway, all right.
Randall,
Cool.
name 3 games you think you're gonna play. I'm just curious.
Dragon Ball.
Not happening.
Kelsey does not believe he is not buying it.
What it? Detroit Inhuman, I think it's called.
Become Human.
Become Human. It was going to be Control, but now I don't know. A third game to play. I don't know. I had to see.
Okay.
But those 2 so far.
Zordon wants to ask you if you know how to switch out the tires of a 92 Toyota Celica.
What do you mean switch out the tires?
That's what
You switch out tires the same way on every vehicle.
Okay, Randall, why are you yelling at me,
Not
man?
entirely true.
yelling.
Every vehicle, do it on a fucking boat.
Okay. All right. So, and he says WoW Classic is still better than every other game. I mean, if you love if you love it, you love it. I'm not an MMO person.
I already countered him.
With what?
Just-
WoW Classic?
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on. Has Endo personally worked on 92 Silica though? Have you worked on a 92 Silica? Why do I keep answering this question?
Probably not.
All right. And as for myself, I don't. Tomorrow I'm not gonna be able to stream anything because I have work stuff or going out with like work coworkers because we have somebody who works remotely come in, so we're hanging out with them. And Thursday, Brian said that I'm gonna be here, I guess, so I won't be able to stream then. Friday maybe, but I doubt it. Yes, I don't know. But the next time I stream probably be I think definitely will be Monday. And it'll probably be Risk of Rain too, because they dropped the whole like new content today, and I definitely want to try it out. And unlock
Risk
the
of
extra.
Rain?
Yeah, Risk of Rain 2. I mean, it's a game I already had. It's just they added more content I want to try out. But besides that,
Yo,
Control started going up on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/ADLR Plays. The playthrough through that, and Gears was also going up, but that's not gonna go up until we continue our session with Brian. So I think all the Gears episodes are up, but we'll continue that once we play. But you'll have Control to go over and look and watch me decimate everyone until I get to the mission Polaris. And that's about it for this week's episode. Unless you had something to say, Randall, just now. All right, well, that's a wrap, guys. Oh, Kelsey cleared his throat. What's up?
In Borderlands 3, they downplay the Goliaths, and it's kind of disappointing.
What do you mean by that?
We didn't even run into one until like, 20 hours or so into the. Like it was a while into the game before we even ran into one. And then when you pop its helmet off, the enemies kill the Goliath so quick, half the time he can't level up.
Oh, that's unfortunate, because in 2, he was super tanky, so like they would try to kill him and he'd swat him to death.
My pet doesn't know what it means to stop shooting him so he can level up. So he'll just go into the next room and just keep revolvering him until he's dead.
You can't just disable your passive?
No, I can like use my teleport thing and put him in the furthest room possible, but sometimes he just walks to me and then walks back in the room and shoots at him.
That's funny. Alright. Well, then that's it, people. Episode 63 of the ADLR Podcast is over. If you want to support the show or the channel, go to patreon.com/ADLR Plays. If you want to donate to a good cause, I guess, you can go to extralife.adlrplays.com, where the proceeds go to Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. And as always, you can go to topics.adlrplays.com to submit a topic for us to talk about or a question. We had 4 questions today, and they were questions. And then that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next week.